Hey guys, what's up? It's John here, and today, it's been a while since I made a video that's not related to Street Fighter, but I'm going to do it today, and I'm going to talk about my most anticipated game for the longest time ever, Final Fantasy XIII. Now, people are saying, oh, it's this, that, there's things that they don't like about it, but honestly, I'm just going to give you my straight up opinion of my expectations of this game. Now, some people are saying that it needs to be a genre-bending game that's gonna, revitalize this genre, and that it's gonna be that, and it's really what the genre's been looking for a long time. Now, I don't think it's gonna be revolutionary by any means. Now, I think it's gonna do some things well. It's gonna do a few things innovative or already has done. Excuse me, but it's not gonna be something that's gonna change the course of the genre and make it better, revive it, and give it back its, public appeal that it had back when Final Fantasy VII came out. By no means will that happen. I think this game's going to do very well, and it's going to be a very solid game. A great game by that matter. Definitely above average. But I think it's going to be better than that. But, now, a few issues that I want to talk about is the cast of characters. The first thing that I noticed when I saw them is Square, first of all, they chilled with the chains, and the belts. There's still some belts going on Lightning's leg, but it's not like it was like Lulu, where it was like her entire dress was belts, or like freaking, I don't even know, with the chains. There's just so many characters with that just love the chains. And one of the guys looks like Donovan McNabb, Saz. How you say his name? I say ZH. But one thing that I really do like about what they do with the characters is, with like Final Fantasy VI, it's like a cast of characters that's that it really is, that it captures an equal amount of story for each character, instead of let's say having one main character that you see the entire game through. It's more like Final Fantasy VI, where you play as different characters at different times and with different amounts and with you play with separate characters at different times of the game, which I really enjoyed. And that's what I thought gave Final Fantasy VI a very strong backbone, because the character development, and similar in 9 as well. Another thing I want to talk about is the direction this game is taking. Now, a lot of people are saying, are worried about the whole idea that the game's going to be completely linear. Now, I'm really not worried about that at all, because, sure, it's good to have games non-linear, but does linear necessarily mean it's bad? Not at all. Even though it directs you in a one straight path, that's totally fine by me. And it shouldn't be that big of a deal, because direction's always good to have in a game. And when you took Final Fantasy XII, and it basically was completely non-linear, and you had all these big towns that you were running through, and you didn't really have much direction. You had direction, but not much direction, and you could do a million things. You're just like, all right, come on, I want to get along with this story. At least I was, but it's whatever. It's whatever is your preference. And I think that you shouldn't completely shut off a game just straight up because there's no. It's straight up linear, and also the whole situation that there's no towns and there's no world map, which again I'm fine with too. Look at Final Fantasy X. That was basically straight up linear. There wasn't really any world map until the very end of the game. Not the very end, but well into the game, where you selected. Which is totally fine by me. Only that game did have cities, but not having cities, cities are awesome, but it's not the biggest blow that there is, although, yeah, cities really were a big thing in Final Fantasy, but, yeah, that's the one thing I really don't like, but I'm going to be able to live with it. Now, another thing that I really want to discuss about this is the paradigm shift battle system. It looks like it's similar to the Gambit system, as in you pre-input all your commands, which That's fine by me. Controlling one character completely is totally cool for me. And that's done in real time is also cool because, we've had enough turn-based games out there that, doing a little bit of active time and screwing with it's always good. I'm really interested to see how it works. I want to play it out for myself. I don't want to hear anybody else's. Opinions fine, but I don't want to go based on what I heard from somebody else because there's people who love the battle system in 12 and hated it. So I'm sure it's the same thing for 13. And yeah, but really, what I'm trying to say out of this is, there's so many mixed feelings going around this game. People are expecting it either to be, a genre-changing game that's gonna, completely change the course of JRPGs, or it's gonna be a huge disappointment, and that it's gonna be, and then the whole linearity thing ruins the whole Final Fantasy aspect, which I think that those are two very extremes, but and there has to be a middle ground you have to find. I honestly think it's going to be a great game, but, like I said earlier, by no means a genre changer. I think that, Square Enix is not really the one to look for somebody like that. They've basically came up with all these traditional ideas that everybody's, feeding off of, and, I think it takes somebody new to step up and do something else with the genre. And, of course, you have your personas that do something cool. You have your monochemias that add something different, but there's just more you need. So, anyways, guys, that's just all I have to say for now. And thanks for sticking with me. And this is John out.